Okay, hello everybody. I'm back again. So this is Sharonda, and this is my podcast as well as my YouTube presentation, Spiritual Sense. Today is Tuesday, which is July the 12th. And in this podcast, I'll go over topics in regards to the paranormal, supernatural, and occult. So I just recorded my daily tarot card reading for today. And as I've been mentioning and I've been saying for the last couple of weeks, that I was going to do a podcast on residual energy. What exactly is residual energy? And I decided today, okay, I'm going to muster up some time to go ahead and speak on this topic. So I am on a website, and let me pull that website up. Let's see. Let's see, I might have cut it off. Let's see if I'm able to pull it back up. Let's see. Let's see. I promise I was a little bit more prepared than where I am now. And so let me see about pulling that back up now. So in regards to paranormal, residual energy is pretty much energy that has been left over, from previous times. Let's see. I'm not talking in terms of energy in regards to the energy in regards to like gas and electrical and solar power and things of that nature. No, I'm talking about paranormal, which you will find that they typically go hand in hand. I do feel as though God enlightened us by way of the spirit in regards to what manifests in this time and space for us to understand. So I'm on this. This wasn't one of the websites that I was on, but it's Crystal Wind, and it mentions about when you are an empath, you are familiar with it. Instances such as a traumatic event that may have happened in the area. You know how when you're sensitive, and I think we all have felt some sense of energy at some form of fashion in our lives. And I think when you are considered an empath or psychic-like or intuitive person, you can pick up on it more so than others. Like you're more susceptible to picking up on the energy. If an argument ensued, like you could just walk in the room and it just seemed like it's so stuffy and thick, like you could just cut it with a knife. Or if there was a traumatic event that occurred, a killing, a death of sorts. That's basically what residual energy is. Now, there's a such thing as psychometry, where certain people could touch certain things, certain objects, and they can pick up on those energies. If this person was sad at the time when they worn a ring, or when they wore clothes. Even clothes, people wouldn't even believe that clothes holds energy. For individuals who may go to a second handed store or consignment shop, a lot of these items holds energies. And they said the best way you could clear it is to, wash wash the clothes and as such. So let me proceed to another website. It says residual energy is emotional energy that has been printed from a person living or crossed over onto clothes, furniture, objects, and places. Residual energy is often most potent when the person who left the imprinted energy experienced strong emotions or was around the object and place regularly. So that's basically what that means in regards to residual energies. Again, when you watch some of the um, paranormal investigation programs, a lot of times they'll go into old homes, old hospitals that have been closed down, old correctional facilities that have been closed down as such. And that energy can, manifest like there will be a reaccount or reenactment of things that has happened some time ago. And like I mentioned, on the last tarot card reading that I did about a half a week ago, when I said, even working in healthcare where you have some of your older persons who in regards to long-term memory, and they go back in time in regards to things that they once did. Well, it's a similar same synopsis when you transition over, particularly when they're not aware that they have, are no longer a part of this actual tangible existence. They will continue to, out of habit, continue to, get up and manifest, go about their day, whether they were, let's say some type of brick mason person or some type of steel person or whatever the case may be. A lot of their energy, they will continue to do as such. And so in situations such as that, when you give power to a lot of that, because God had to enlighten me that mental illness is a real thing. However, it is a way to not give power to certain energies, is what that is. Like, we know it exists, we know that it's real, but we don't want to give power to those energies because it would take precedence over your life, meaning that's all it would be. They will continue to come around, they will sit around you, they would not leave, they would not want anymore. And it's kind of like I mentioned, on the last episode podcast that I just record. It's like a parasitic energy space. Basically, what that is. So we're going to go on this other website here. Again, residual energy is a term used by empath psychics and mediums. Is describing the energy remnants left behind in objects, places, or buildings by the people who have gone before. Energy is everywhere and in everything. We are energy. God is energy. Angels and other energies of people, even emotions, are energy. Buildings, cars, homes, places, and objects hold these residual energies. This energy does not have to come from someone that has died. That's the thing about it. We all are spiritual beings. We all are spiritual bases. Whether we're living or dead. As time passes, so do energy build up. That's why it requires that we cleanse areas when there is a lot of activity. This activity is not interactive, meaning you cannot interact with the energy or ask questions of it. So according to this website, it does not suggest that you provoke I'm going to say this, there is not encouraged that you try to provoke these energies or entities. Okay. If they're present to you, particularly in a negative fashion, you simply ask them to go to the light. Direct them to the vortex where they need to go, because many times they don't want to go. They are afraid. They are afraid to go to the light. They're afraid of judgment. They're afraid of the things that say, particularly if it's a traumatic event where there was a lot of pain and suffering that ensued prior to their demise. And so as a result, they become frightened to go into the vortex. It's a vortex of energy. It's like a vortex of energy. And after suffering a traumatic death, it makes them very afraid of the light. It makes them afraid of anything, a lot of things. They become lost. They become very paranoid, if you will, because of that traumatic event that transpired. And oftentimes they wander about between this time and space and the next because, okay, this happened to me. Oh my God, what else is there to come? And basically what that is they're afraid. They are afraid. It lets me know that they become very afraid. They become very frightened to transition, to transcend into the light. They are afraid of the light. The light is so bright, is what it mentions to me. So the light is so bright, it's just permeates through every being of your fibers. And so it takes encouragement from us. If you are sensitive to that other side, it takes encouragement from us to assist them to the light. Just assist them, just mention to them, okay, you need to go forward. Because your fears, we are picking up on here. You may not be aware that you have transitioned, but we are, particularly those who are empathetic and who are able to see. So basically, these are restless, lost souls, and you just simply encourage them to go to the light, because that's what that is. They begin to, and when I say jealousy in regards to energies and how they manifest in our time and space, I'm not saying it to be, it would be understandable for someone who suffered a untimely, senseless, traumatic death to feel some type of disgruntled feelings towards the living. I didn't ask for this to happen to me. I'm afraid. And so oftentimes they are afraid. They are afraid. It's a very, very, it's scary to be afraid, like deathly, soulfully afraid. It's a fear that's beyond measure. It is. I didn't ask for this to happen to me. I didn't want this traumatic thing to happen to me. So we will be understanding of that jealousy. I mean, that is something that would be warranted. I can trust me, I can truly and honestly understand it. But in situations, if you feel like you have some energies that gravitates to you or that's around your space or what have you, they will linger and hang around you because they feel some type of safety towards you. But you have to simply ask them to enter the light, even though the light may be intimidating. It's very, very, you feel like you're being judged. It's kind of like being on a stage where the spotlight is on you and all eyes are on you. That's similar to what they feel times 1,000, 10,000. But you simply just encourage them to transition, transcend on, and because there's another phase in this experience in the afterlife. Okay, so that's basically what residual energy is. And I am going to close out this YouTube podcast as well as the Spiritual Sense uh, YouTube channel. So if you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, you're more than welcome to comment below. Until then, have a safe and wonderful day. Good day.